Hey, I'm Jamie, and I'm back with another video. I found the perfect tag to do. I thought it fit very well. Since I'm very new to YouTube, I've only got about 3 videos up. I found the BookTube Newbie Challenge, and I figured I would film that today. So there are 10 questions for this tag, and I'm just going to get right into it. So the first question of this tag is, why did you start this channel? So that's actually pretty easy for me. I started it because I love books and I love YouTube. That's the short answer. The long answer is that I started watching YouTube and I just loved it, and I then decided to create a blog because I wanted to actually initially start a YouTube channel, but I was too nervous to. So I figured a blog would just be easier and it would help me find my voice and figure out what I wanted to talk about, and it did exactly that. And I figured out that I wanted to talk mainly about books, which is ironic because when I went into it, that wasn't actually my first intention. But I like the way it turned out. So I started this channel now after about a year of vlogging, and I just think it was the perfect time to start. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? So I think I can bring my own perspective to the books I read and the books that I'm reviewing currently. And I also think, because I love film, so I already do some movie reviews on my blog every now and then, and I'd love to do that on my channel as well. And also, I don't want to stick to just books. I know a lot of booktubers only do book-related videos, but I'm also, as I said already, I want to do film videos, but I also love to do baking cooking videos because I love to cook and bake, and it's something I do over on my blog, and I'd like to translate that to my channel as well. The third question is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm just excited to get the chance to do more editing because I find that I always have these ideas of things that I want to film, but I just never kind of get around to it, and I think this channel will be the perfect opportunity to kind of force me to do more film-related things and more editing and practice my editing skills and everything like that. And again, just like with my blog, it's just another platform that I can just share my opinion on, which I very much like doing. So the fourth question is, why do you love reading? I love reading for so many different reasons. I've read my whole life. I feel like it just brings you kind of to another world, and you can live so many different lives and experience new things and live all these adventures, and it's just kind of an escape, and you can experience extraordinary things even if at the moment your life is boring or dull, and I just think it's wonderful and I love it. And I couldn't imagine not reading. I don't know how some people just don't read. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. The fifth question is, what book or series got you into reading? Oh, well, of course, Harry Potter did. That's the main one. I started reading Harry Potter when I was probably way younger than I probably should have read it, but I don't care. It made me love reading, and that's something that it's just the best. You'll find out in later videos that I'm a ridiculous Potterhead. Like, I love Harry Potter. That's all I can say about that. But there are a few other series. I mean, my mom gave me a whole bunch of Enid Blyton books when I was younger, and also Babysitter Club books, and I just loved both of those. With Enid Blyton, there were the Magic Faraway Tree series. That was also one of my favorites. Again, just with the magic and the characters, it was just really a great series. And there's also one book which I think is a bit lesser known, but it's called Come to the Circus, and I loved that book. And then of course the Babysitter Club books. I have a lot of them. Me and my mom would go to secondhand bookstores. We would see if we could find any that I didn't have. I would have a list. At some point I actually made a list, I think. And we would go around to these like really cheap secondhand bookstores and try to find kind of the best copies that we could. And it was really fun. I loved doing that. The 6th question is, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? I think this goes for any YouTuber really. I just would love to ask them how they stay on a video schedule. I am terrible at schedules. I don't know how they post once, twice, 3 times a week. It doesn't make sense. I'm still trying to kind of figure it out, so that's why I've been so slow at filming and uploading the videos, but I will figure it out eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't really have any specific questions. I think it'd be cool to meet them and talk with them, because especially with the booktubers, I'm sure I'd have a lot in common with them because of our shared love of books. The 7th question is, what challenges do you think will be hardest to overcome in creating a booktube channel? I think just staying on a video schedule. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I guess maybe thinking of new ideas if I'm stuck. I don't want to get into a routine where it's just kind of review after review after review, because I think that'd be kind of boring. So maybe staying on a video schedule and coming up with new ideas. The 8th question is, when did you start reading? I started reading probably when as I started to talk. I have read for as long as I could remember. I remember my dad reading me this one book over and over and over again. I don't even remember, I have no idea what it was called, but I can picture certain pages very clearly from it. So yeah, I've always read. Question 9 is, where do you read? Well, I can pretty much read anywhere. I mean, I know some people get car sick when they read, but I love to read in the car. It doesn't make me sick or anything. So I read in the car a lot, and I also have a chair downstairs that I sit on a lot to read, and I read in my bed, but I tend to get more tired in my bed. But I do always read just before I go to sleep. I find it kind of it helps me wind down, and it just relaxes me. But I would love to get like a really nice armchair or couch or something for my room to read on, like one that you kind of just sink into. But that hasn't happened yet, and I don't actually think there's any extra room to put an armchair. But that would be nice. I would like that. And the last question is... the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? I will read most things. I'm open to a lot. My favorite is fantasy, hands down. I love fantasy books. I also really love historical fiction and time travel, which kind of go hand in hand a lot, and I like it when they're combined. I love the combination of the two. I also really like science fiction. I just have a hard time finding good science fiction books, but that is definitely one of my favorite genres. I sometimes read contemporary books. I don't read them that often. I'm not the biggest fan. And yeah, those are the main things I read. I will not read horror, thrillers, supernatural, romance. I stay away from all of those. This is not my thing, but yeah, fantasy is the main one. I love fantasy. That was my BookTube Newbie Tag. I hope you enjoyed. I will hopefully film another video soon. Subscribe if you liked the video. My blog will be linked below, as well as my other links. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!